Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Behind me, my 2016 Corvette Z51 manual transmission car. We're gonna have some fun with this today. We have already modded the exhaust axle back. We have the Corsa Xtreme on it. So today's video, we're gonna add the X-pipe. But you guys know I love teaching things. I have very inquisitive mindset, brain, how I work, how I'm wired. And I want to know all sorts of things, and I want to teach you all sorts of things if you want to do this, that you know that you are making a fantastic investment into your automobile. Now, I've got a 2020 Corvette coming, and I've always been scared to modify my cars. Well, you know what? As being the #1 car salesman on YouTube, off to 1 million subscribers, the very first car salesman to ever hit 100,000, and just absolutely phenomenal, enthusiastic for Chevrolet and the brand that I represent and the brand that I love to sell. I want to help you if you want to modify your Corvette, that you know that you're putting your money into a right mod, not doing something that you regret, not something that is going to give you annoyance. So in this video, I have went out and I have purchased one of these guys right here, a decimal meter. So I'm going to share with you in this video the decimal meters of the stock exhaust, the decimal meters of the NPP upgraded exhaust, and then share with you the axle-back exhaust here, share with you what it's like when I put the X-pipe on, and then in a future video, I'll share with you how loud this car is with the X-pipes as well as interior as well. I shared with you a video a couple weeks ago when I surprised my wife to modding this car. She absolutely loved it, and she said that it needs to go louder. Ding! So we have an X-pipe in here. We have headers right there, and I have a surprise for you guys in that box right there coming up soon to the channel. All right, so you can see that I have my decimal meter set up there. I have the tape measure out. I'm gonna set the camera up at 6 foot out. Then that's where you're gonna hear the exhaust. I'm gonna have the decimal meter at 3 feet out, and I'm gonna have the camera lens all zoomed in, just so you know. I'm gonna do this the exact same way on all the tests. So there are all 3 exhaust systems, and you got to remember that these are cold starts. Once you get this car warmed up, those things get really, really quiet, and it's probably one of the only disappointing things that I have in my current Corvette, which is why I upgraded to a Corsa exhaust, because man, I tell you what, I've had that Corsa Axle-back on my car for a little over a month now. Absolutely love it, but we're gonna find out what this X-pipe will do and see how much I love that. Good. Ooh, sounds good. Sounds good. So there you go. Look like we're sitting about 125 decibels. Looks like about 95 on idle on a cold start. And we're going to drive about an hour south of where I live here to actually one of my customers' house. He's going to let me use one of his lifts, and we're going to jack this thing up, put that X-pipe on, and we'll see how loud that gets with the X-pipe. So we're in the car. You saw right at 34, dead on. The windows are up. She is sweating. And we're going to start the car with the axle-back exhaust to show you that. So you can see that. Go ahead and rev it. You don't rev very good. Just push it to the floor and let it go. There you go. So you can see that was 125 and we were like 68 or so, 78, something like that. So pretty quiet on the inside and no drone. Let's head off to my customer's house and make this car louder. hole, go! All right, here it is. At one of my clients' house. Nice air-conditioned garage on a 95-degree, almost October day. It's crazy. So just pulled it in. The exhaust will be hot. We'll get this lifted up and start taking it apart. Oh, and by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, number one, you should. But Corsa's X-pipe, yep, fits right here in the back of the C7 with no problem. Not gonna do this in the C8, but of course, we won't have this long of an X-pipe either. All right, so it's just a waiting game. We're currently sitting at about 124 back here on the back of the X-pipe, 177 on the front edge of the connectors right there. So we're gonna take these off here, undo those 2 bolts right there, undo those 2 bolts right there. And I believe there's 27, 28, 33, something like that, bolts. They have to take all those off right there.
The mother was pregnant, and
yeah, these are hot, so.
Fire gloves would be good.
Yeah.
If we still had them.
I got one more. Perfect. All right, so that's a whole 2.5 minutes to do that. We're still setting at 157, 174 there on that part of the X-pipe. The cats are 225 degrees. I think we're gonna wait a second to mess with those. The back of it here, 104. All right, I got the fans rolling. To cool it down just a little bit quicker. The dog is attacking people. Ooh, those are the dogs you gotta be scared about right there, little dogs. All right, appears the fans did the trick. It didn't take very long because that catalytic converter is now only about 87, 90 degrees. Cool to the touch, which is extremely helpful. So basically what we have to do is hit these bolts here. I need to take this, make sure it's not hot. Yeah, it's 91 degrees. I have to take this off and put it on the new one. I showed you earlier, this stays with it. These bolts come off, and then this is the equipment here that goes on the X-pipe. So 4 bolts and these helix clamps, that's it. All right, so we got the X-pipe off, got everything loosened up, and these little guys, really simple to come off, just a screwdriver. I don't know this person's name, but he's, he or she, I don't want to assume the gender.
I don't know the gender, it's Great Kitty.
Yeah, Great Kitty. So those go on to the new X-pipe. This is trash, and this much lighter X-pipe goes onto the car. So I've already got the little rubber grommet switched over. That just goes right up there. This goes on the back, that goes on the front, and it's that simple. These go on here, like so. And we use this little rubber mallet that I found in Joe's toolbox. We'll tap that on. Just tap it on. Tap, tap, tap it on.
Yeah, I can see that now. Guess you can't take a welding off.
I mean, you could, but they were smart and. So just hold your end up.
As you're.
Oh, if they come off, it's not a big deal. I can.
Okay, they're both coming off because.
Yeah, little hands would help right here too.
If I could reach, I can change your positions.
A little bit harder. A little bit harder.
That's what she said.
The microphone's right there. All right, let go. Yeah, that's level back there, so we're good. We're just checking to make sure this was still level since I was sitting there moving it a lot, and don't want those to come off looking goofy. So that said something about 90 degrees. Let me make sure I tighten those up correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Siri, convert 15 millimeters to inches.
I don't feel like this is sitting on there very tight.
It's on there, right?
Okay. Well, it just felt like it was moving as, like, not that moving, but the bolt itself moving.
I don't think so. It's not moving anymore. Let's go to this one here.
Hold on. Whoops.
All right, all done. What do you think? Did a good job?
Hope so.
Modding your first car?
I hope so.
So,
Some extra pieces.
no, we don't.
That whole box is full of extra pieces.
Well, I don't have this. I was getting ready to tell them. So, got everything installed correctly. It's all tightened up. This is on. This is good. So basically what I'm going to do is, since I don't do this every day, I'm going to actually lower the car down, start it up, make sure there's no leaks, no goofy sounds, nothing like that. And then we'll get a cold start here in a second. All right, you want to do the honors and start it up? Is that a yes?
I'm getting in the car, aren't I?
Okay. All right, ready whenever you are. All right, rev it real quick. All right, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, one more time. Sounds good. How's it sound to you?
Sounds louder.
Louder?
A
Good.
little bit.
Good. We're indoors, so you can see that's gonna play a little bit noise, but we're gonna put the decibel meter on once I open this door. We'll get it outside. We'll do the same 3-foot to 6-foot ratio as we did back home. Oh yeah, leave it on because I forgot. I started doing this so I could check for exhaust leaks. You can stand right back here. We're gonna just hold that up right here. Hold it in the back. So the Corsa guys taught me to put this in one at a time because they have stripped some out over the years of doing this. So that's really good information. So we don't do the same thing. Push this this way. Perfect. Just hitting these all again just to make sure there's no issues.
Like removing the cast wall.
It does. It changes the yeah. Yeah.
And power wise, what should that change?
Just a couple horsepower, nothing crazy. When I do the headers, it'll add some, and when I do, I'm gonna do a cold air intake as well,
Right.
and that'll change it up. All right, so there you go. Didn't fall off the rack, which is always good, right?
Very good.
It's always my fear. Every time I jack a car up or put it up on the rack, it's always my fear because I don't do it every day. But like I said, we'll back it outside, do a very similar test like we did at home to see how loud this thing is. All right, so same test. You can see the exhaust there. We got the decibel meter down here. I'll shut up for a minute. You'll see that go down. I'll tell Adrian to start it, and we'll be good to go. So it looks like it's hovering in the 40s there. Go ahead and start it. Woo, did you see I hit 101 right at the beginning? Hovering right at 80. Go ahead and rev it. more time. Woo! There we go. I saw 125. What'd you guys see? Throw it down in the comments section below. But man, when I do those headers, it's gonna be screaming. All right, what do you think?
Sounded pretty good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Go back to stock?
I'm a little late for that.
Oh yeah, it is late for that. We don't have the Axle-back stuff. They kept it.
Kinda late for that.
All right, so here we are. We're done with all of that. I'm gonna do a little hot hit right here from a dig. And we're hitting right about 58 decibels inside the car. So we hit right about 94 at the top end. Not too bad. All right, so we're 65 miles an hour, 2,000 RPMs. You can hear the quietness inside the car. We have no drone. We have no issues. I'm gonna drop it into third gear here. 4,000 RPMs, pull. Pretty impressive. I can't see the decimal meter from the driver's seat, but not real loud. We can still have conversations. I got the air on just a little bit. All right, guys, so all done. We've had a couple days to drive this car and I absolutely love it. And I want to say with editing the video and looking at the decibel readings, they're about the same before and after the X-Pipe installed. The decibel readings are the exact same, but the sounds are not. So this completely different sound. Hopefully that picked up on the camera. It's kind of tough to see. It actually took me a couple days to realize that, but you haven't driven it since Sunday, but you like the sound, no issues?
Yeah.
So, and then we've talked about this already before, that when we were cruising back here, I had it in 5th gear and I never used 6th or 7th. So I'm sitting there cruising and I think that I'm in 4th gear for some reason, which I do that too at times and, you know, keep the RPMs up.
I want to know when you use 5th.
I know. I'm usually
every time I'm in the car, it's 3rd and 4th. And
2nd.
Doesn't matter if you're doing 100 miles an hour or what.
I don't do 100 miles an hour. Are you kidding me? That is illegal in the United States to do 100 miles an hour. Only in Mexico
But we
do
go
we
to
do
Mexico
100.
often.
Yeah, we do go to Mexico a lot. So, but so I thought I was in 4th gear and I went to put it in 5th. And unbeknownst to me, I was in 5th. The sound quality and the sound difference was completely different. So that made me think, and why I chose to wait on the outro, because I wanted to drive it a couple days, which I did. And then I also took my decibel meter and did it off camera inside the car. And I was about 70 to 75 decibels. So I was really quiet. And this was with no air and no radio in the car at all. Which is why, you know, you whined the first time we did it with just no air and no radio at the beginning of the video.
It's hot when it's 100 degrees out.
Poor baby. You'll be okay. So I'm telling you, if you like a great quality exhaust, Corsa is the way to go. We'll do the headers here soon. So you'll see those and it's absolutely awesome. I can't wait to do the headers. I'm working on just getting that lined up. I got to have someone else do that for me because I'm not skilled enough to do it. And there's a lot of work to do headers on this LT1 engine. So again, I got to say big thanks to Joe, my customer, for allowing me to use his air-conditioned garage in this hot weather here at the end of September, early October in Louisville, Kentucky. And if you need anything at all Nova related, he's the guy to call. I put his information right here on the screen and down in the description below. So again, thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. He's a client of mine. He's bought a bunch of vehicles from me and from Bachman Chevrolet, and we just appreciate it. It's a great relationship that I love to have with all of my clients. So guys, as always, thank you again so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed watching her do a little bit of the work, holding it up.
You wouldn't let me play the power tools.
I know. We'll let you play with power tools next time. As always, thanks again for watching. Have a great day.
Drive safe.
Safely.
Oh.
Safely. You got to say it right, lady.